Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Stash Report from the Stash Project. Today's the 6th of March, 2015, and it's going to be a real short video today, much like my hair. See what I did there? Actually, see what the Walmart barber did to me? This was not what I actually was requesting, but, you know, they really can't glue it back on once they start shaving half your head. Yeah, oh well. My wife likes it, so I guess maybe we'll keep it. At any rate, it's a real short video today because we really don't have all that much to talk about. It was a very slow week universally here. Expect next week will probably be a little bit busier. But all we have are four things to talk about. Tamiya, on the new side of things, the new announcement side of things, Tamiya is going to be spot running their 1/20th scale Porsche 928S and the 1/24 scale Jaguar Mark II Saloon. Will be another reissue of the street version for March. Now that'll be this month. These are not April. They're going to be March spot runs. So if you want one, I don't really think there's a hurry to buy either one of them particularly. They're just sort of refilling stock. Although I guess it might be a little while since that 1/20 scale Porsche has been around. It's out of my normal scale range, and so I really haven't paid attention to whether or not it's in stock or not. The Jaguar was recently reissued. Maybe it was beginning of last year, or it might have been right before Christmas of 2013, but it really hasn't been that long. It had been a while since it had been reissued prior to that, but I think it may have just been a situation where the run they did sold out and there was still demand for it, so they're going to spot run it again this month. And then we have one of the new kits and then a straight reissue. The new kit is going to be the last of the reissue based kits for the Circuit Wolf series. This is the Black Panther of Hama, or as I was calling it earlier, the Bad Hamma Jamma of Mama here. This is a Lamborghini Countach LP400. This is, guys, as it turns out, the Enthusiast Series version of this kit. Now, there was, a little debate we were having about whether or not this would be the Enthusiast Series or the Real Sports version, which is the simplified curbside version. Both of them had been out recently. Both actually were reissued, or the Enthusiast Series, I should say, was reissued right before Christmas in 2013 and was still available in stock, at least at HobbyLink Japan. I think at Hobby Search too. So this was not a situation where they needed to reissue this kit in order to replenish anybody's stock. But it's just something that they needed to do for the series. That leaves only the new Tool Lotus Europa Special as something that needs to be done. But it is the full-on Monty 250-part Enthusiast Series kit. If you have the choice, the only thing that's going to be different about this Circuit Wolf version of it is going to be the Circuit Wolf specific license plates, because there's no racing anything added to it. It's just the stock kit, basically. Unless you really want that decal sheet, or you want a fresh run of casting of the kit, I think the Enthusiast Series that they reran before Christmas last year, like I said, is still available. At least it was still available last time I looked at HobbyLink Japan. Is going to be about $2 cheaper. So it is what it is. If you want one, I would order that one. Let's put it this way: if the Enthusiast Series box version is out of stock or back ordered or whatever, I would buy that one. Just pay the extra $1.50, $2, because it's going to be like 2,000 yen versus 2,280 yen. Because who knows when they're going to restock the Enthusiast Series boxed one, if they are at all, because now this version is out. And then the straight-up reissue, this is your week of Lamborghinis, basically, and that is the Aoshima Lamborghini Aventador LP704. This is, as we discussed, the JDM version of this kit. This series of videos that we're doing here aren't new enough, or aren't old enough, I should say, to cover when this kit came out originally. But when it was originally issued like 2 years ago, there was an export version that had like the car facing the other direction and on like a green background boxed art, and that was one that was sold here in the States as well as various other places overseas. And it came with a very simplified 4-part engine. It was basically 2 sides at the top and then like the intake piping. In exchange for that, you got a little bit lower price, and you got the detail upset that includes all the photo etch and the floor mats and seat belts and stuff. the JDM version, the one that they sold in Japan, and the one you got, keep this in mind, the one you got if you bought this from HobbyLink Japan or Hobby Search, is this kit, which had like a 16-piece engine, which is still, as some people will point out, not a complete engine because it sort of builds up like in a tub that has the inner rear fenders attached, and you sort of build the engine into this little tub that it sits in, and then the bottom of the oil pan and transaxle and everything is sort of a one-piece sort of flat piece that goes into the chassis plate. And so it's not a complete engine to some people, and arguably it's not. It isn't a complete engine, so it is what it is in that sense. But in the JDM version, if you want this more complex engine, more robust engine, you do not get the detail upset with the JDM kit. The detail upset was, if you recall, just rerun last month, so it is available. It's like $9, $11, something like that, somewhere in that $2 price range because of the way the yen is right now. If you're gonna get one of these Aventadors and you don't have one yet, I would seriously recommend spending the extra $9 or whatever it is for the detail upset, because while the floor mats are kind of a neat little feature, the one thing about that Aventador kit is the fact that it has clear parts that decals fit into for all of the intakes and various other areas that should be mesh. It was a really odd design feature of this kit that was rectified once the Aventador Roadster came out, and from everything I've seen, the Aventador 50th Anniversario that should come out here in March also, has the engraved mesh in the parts, but for whatever reason they decided not to engrave the mesh in all of the parts and gave you a sheet. They're all clear, like I said, they're literally on the clear runner, and then the decals go into there. So if you're not building it in a sense of like trying to get a box stock entry out of it, really the $9 you're going to spend to get it is Aoshima photo etch, so it should fit without any problems. To get the real metal intakes and other grills and everything like that, rather than trying to reproduce it with some shoddy-looking decals, obviously the way to go. And we're done. So, see, told you that was quick. We're going to be doing here shortly, so we'll see you in like 5 minutes, the March compilation video. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I think we're up to just shy of 90 now. I know most of you are probably here because of Tactical Jackalope, a.k.a. Texas Andes, top speed build off. We do automotive here. We don't do any of the other IPMS stuff because there's plenty of people who do a much better job than I ever could. Because while I appreciate history and aviation and all that sort of stuff, there's just too many variations of tanks and airplanes and everything to keep up with. And at this point, I wouldn't know what was new, what was old, and I don't particularly care to delve into another entire genre. So we only do automotive stuff here. So if you're not looking to, you don't build automotive, or you have no interest in automotive. I know there's some people that really, I build, planes and that's it. Cool. I watch plenty of people who seem to only build tanks because, you can always learn something from other modelers. But then you probably, you're going to skip out on these info videos we do. But if you're new to the channel and you haven't really gone back through the old videos, then every month we do a compilation video that includes all of the automotive kits we expect to get out, both domestically and foreignly, in the month of March. So that will be coming up in a minute. As far as the Texas Andy top speed build goes, just still piddling around with it. It's, I think, 8 degrees or something like that outside. It was a record low. It was the coldest March day ever in Pittsburgh this morning. Although next week we're supposed to be getting into the 50s. Now, if that forecast holds true, 50s, no rain, like it's supposed to be, then we are not only going to try to, obviously spray paint the chassis, but we're going to try to spray paint the whole entire thing. And at that point, it should, assuming there are no build fit issues with it, which nobody's ever said anything to me about there being fit issues with the 12C, then it should go together relatively quickly, and then it'll just become a decal festival after that, because they're really, most of the parts go to the body. There's only like 6 parts to the chassis, so I said the other day I could probably have that up on, get it painted. I can have it up on wheels in like, an hour and a half tops, and then the interior is like 4 or 5 pieces. Again, not very much to it. The engine is essentially one piece molded into the back of the interior tub, and all of the rest of the pieces pretty much are body parts. And so once they're painted, then we're pretty much a final assembly, and then, like I said, it becomes a decal festival after that, getting all the carbon fiber put on, and then all of the livery decals for the race team. So once we get it moving, it should go pretty quickly. It's just a question of getting it moving and having it actually be warm enough to get it in the into gear. Hopefully. This was the last time it's going to be ridiculously cold. It's only supposed to be like 30s over the weekend. Might snow or sleet or something over the weekend. But after that, looks like spring might actually show up. So, any rate, guys, we'll see you in a couple minutes on the compilation video. See you guys on the other side.